Okay.
Okay.
Ram, you can share your screen again.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good.
Okay. So does anyone else have any questions regarding if and else statements or for loops that they're having problems with code?
Using error.
Okay. Share your screen so we can try helping you. Okay, yeah. So do you see where you have the values negative on the system.printout? Okay, yeah. On the very first before the that's not in quotation marks. That's yeah. All right. Okay. Try running your code now.
You have to fix your variables.
There's a problem in your
Because there's
variable.
error in your variables as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay. You have
Okay,
since
so
you
yeah.
okay. So since you made your integer word instead of letter, you have to change it in the when you print it out, you have to change it from letter to word as well because you set your integer to word. Yeah, so just make that word. Okay, yeah, so that's good now. And it seems like you have an error in your for loop, so can you go there? Oh, okay, okay. So do you see where you wrote I plus plus and then you put like curly brackets? Can you get rid of the X, just delete this. And then delete the other thing as well. Okay. And then add a parentheses, like a closed parentheses. Yeah, and then after that, I'll just add a curly bracket. No, not just get rid of the okay. And then at the end, just add a curly bracket. Sorry, no, not um just okay. So can you go back? Just click Control Z for me. Do it one more time. So this is a bit hard to explain. So do you see on line 6 where you have the beginning? Go to the beginning where it says int. Yeah, and then click delete. Click delete again.
not
So
delete backspace. Don't click delete.
sorry, my bad. Backspace. Yeah. All right. So now what you want to do, at the very end of line 5, do you see after the parentheses the ending? Yeah, add a curly bracket. Okay, click enter. Now click now what you want to do, go on line 5, the end of line 5, and click enter. Okay, now do you see where you wrote system.out.println, the hello world? Copy and paste that, so just highlight it and click Control C. And now you can delete this. Yeah, and now go on line 6 and press Control V. And then do you see how you have a semicolon in between? Delete that. And then just put a semicolon at the end of this, so to the after the parentheses.
And you need to add one more pair of curly brackets. So after the public static void main, so line 4 at the end. So add curly. Okay, now delete the outside one. No. So the pair of curly brackets that you just added. Okay. You just need one pair.
Just okay. Do Control Z. Control C. Yeah. Okay. Add only. Okay. Press your opening curly bracket one at the end of the bars. Yeah. Yeah. Right there. Okay. Now you're gonna take your cursor and put it on the outside of the but take it one to the right. Yeah, now delete this one. Okay, perfect. Now you see the last curly bracket right at the end of all the code. Add another closing one there. And delete the opening one. So delete the one to the left. Yeah, perfect. Now click enter. Yeah, you're good now. So now if you right click and run your code, it should work.
Right click to for loops on top.
Yeah, it seems to be working. Or
I think
It keeps printing up.
what?
I'm not sure if this will fix it, but on line 8, your curly bracket on line 8, press tab before it. Oh,
Do controls.
okay.
Yeah.
Line 8. Yeah, now try again. No, not there. Right click. Yeah. Yeah, stop and rerun.
Okay, it's
That is strange.
so there's like stuff.
One sec, we're just trying to see what might be the issue with the code.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think, do you see where you wrote 1 is less than 10? You have to change 1 to I. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now. Yeah, now try running it. No, not here. Right click the, yeah. It should be good now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it looks like your project is working well. Yeah. Can you so does anyone have any other problems before we continue on to while loops? Or not?
Okay. Let me share my screen again. So just to wrap it up, for loops basically run through a code a certain iteration of times until a condition is met. So you basically specify how many times you want it to run, and then when it reaches kind of like a point where it won't go further, because we've limited it to that, and then it stops. So that's basically what a for loop does. Now we have two more things we're going to do, which is the while loop and a case function. So again, go to this com.learn, right click, create a new Java class. We're going to call this one while loops. Just like we did before, we're going to copy the public static void main. And then when you press enter after that, it should automatically put your last curly bracket in there. So we have our line of code over here where we're going to start. So a while loop is basically, it keeps running forever until a certain condition is met. So for example, let's take like a basic video game. The program in the video game could keep saying you'd need more points until the player reaches a certain amount of points. And that's when the while loop will stop being in effect. So it keeps on running until a condition is met, unlike for loops, which run through a specified iteration of times. Okay, so we have our public class while loops, we have everything set up. So what we're going to do is start by defining an integer. So we're going to say int number, right? And we're going to set this value equal to 0 for now. Okay. Right now it's not an effect. I have to make sure it's an equal sign. And right now it's not an effect, so it's grayed out. Now we're going to put in our while loop. Okay. So we're going to have while. It should turn orange. So remember, any keyword in Java is going to turn orange. Okay. So we're going to say while. Now we're going to have open parentheses. While while our number variable, now this is turned white, so we know something's happening with it. So we're going to say while it is less than 10, we want it to print the value of a repetitively. So that's what we're trying to do here. So we're going to have system.out.print. Remember, you can do SOUT and then tab, and we're going to print. Now this is, you have to pay attention here. So we're going to print the value, then number is. So remember, this is all in a string. Whatever is in the green in quotation marks is in a string. But instead of putting the number here, we're going to go on the outside of the last quotation mark, put a plus sign. So this adds on to the string, but it's not a string itself. We're going to have this as the variable, which we set equal to a numerical value. So we're going to say plus the number. Okay. So basically what's happening here is we've defined our variable number as an integer set equal to the value 0. While the number is less than 10, so while we have our number less than 10 over here, we want the console to print out the value of the number plus the number. Okay, so right now if we ran this, it will just print the value is 0 forever. So let's right click this and run it. And it's in a loop forever. So it'll just crash our program. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stop this right now. Make sure to actually put a space after the is. You can see over here in the console we have is 0. There's no space, so we'll just add a space here. But this is printing it out forever, and we don't want it to. We're not gonna have it do that. We're gonna add to the number simultaneously while this part of the program is running. Okay, so right now it's just printing out 0, and we're gonna actually incorporate an if statement within this while loop. So we're gonna say, actually we'll save that for later. I want to get the base of this program running. After this first curly bracket, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna type in number plus plus. It's giving me an error. Maybe number plus plus. Oh, here. Okay, that's why. We need an opening curly bracket here. Okay. And then we need another one down here. Remember, for every opening, you need a closing one. So we can have here. Perfect. So now it's not giving us the error under number anymore. And we also have, remember, plus plus adds 1 to the value of number. Right now we set it equal to 0, and it's going to add 1. Okay. And if you see, this is actually really similar to our for loops. But we're going to show you how this is different in a second. So when I run this, it prints the value of the number is 0. For some reason, this isn't an infinite loop still. Let me see. Integer a number is 0. We're adding this to number. That's strange. Let me just check over the code one more time. So we have this, have our opening here, integer number, while number is less than that. Space, okay. This from the print ln. It shouldn't be giving me an error on me. The value changed to numbers. Wait, Sid, do you know why this is?
Oh, give me a sec. I'm trying to figure it out. Are you missing the if statement?
Well, the if statement comes later because we don't need the if right now.
Yeah, I don't think you do, but you have it's less than. And it just keeps saying the value is 0, right? It's not actually increased.
And we have our plus plus value here.
Do you know Dimanche? I don't know.
Simplify.
You know those.
Checking over the code again.
You know those like yellow hazards on the right side? Maybe go over them.
Here?
No, on the right side, the hazard looking signs.
Oh. True. The value of number is not updated inside loops.
Same for me. I have those 3 hazards in this too.
Oh, okay.
Maybe because what if we put them inside? Is this inside of the while loop? Maybe that's why. Why is my answer like this?
You
Do you know how?
how to fix that?
What?
Go.
How did I get out of this cursor?
Go. So you know that thing that looks like a magnifying glass on the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Search up. Go on that. And then go on cursor. Search up cursor. And then turn that to on. Okay, it should be good now.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. Why is my
Try doing shift enter over there.
No, it's still my IntelliJ is like acting up. I don't know.
Maybe try like closing and reopening.
Like, is it working for you? Oh, let's see. I want to close IntelliJ. Meanwhile, Sid, do you have the code? Reopen IntelliJ. Sorry, guys. It seems like
okay, can you see my screen share?
Okay, I think I know what the problem is. Okay, here. I think I'll just screen share for now until Arnav gets his fixed. So it just worked for me. It went up to the value of a is 9. So what we had done before was we had it over here, right? So what we want to do, I think we should put it inside the code block in the while. So if you just copy and paste it here, just right over here, and then if we do run again, it prints it out properly.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay, Arnav, is your IntelliJ working now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. For some reason, sometimes IntelliJ gives you an error that when you click enter, your cursor goes all the way to the beginning. That you just have to restart your IntelliJ if that ever happens. But you want to have this number inside this while loop, and basically what's happening is while the number is less than 10, we've set this equal to 0. While that, we want it to print the value of the number while simultaneously adding 1 to the number every time. Now we can actually also incorporate an if statement in here. That's what I was going to do until I ran into an error. But now that we're here, right, you're going to press enter after the system.out.println line, and you're going to type if a is equal to number is equal to 2. We have to have an open curly bracket. Remember, we also have to have a closing one for every opening. We're going to have it a number is equal to 10. Okay, so here's what's happening here. So we have our number equal to 0. That's how the program starts. While the number is less than 10, which it is, so it meets this condition, we're going to print the value of the number. But if the number is equal to 2, so while it's adding 1, as soon as it hits the value of 2, we're going to set it equal to 10. So then what it should do is it should print the value of the number as 1, 2, and then 10. Okay? So we have, and putting equals here. So now when we run this, okay, we're in the 0 loop again.
Put the number is plus plus after the curly brackets.
Yeah, so it prints 0, 1, 2, and it actually didn't print 10 because the while loop only activates when the number is less than 10. So that's basically how while loops work. So they keep repeating until a certain condition is met. And you can see we've also incorporated an if statement in here. Okay, so now we're gonna do the case function. This is a bit more tricky. It's kind of more advanced into Java. We won't be using it in our project tomorrow, but it's still important to know. So we're going to create a new Java class. We're going to call this case function. We have to copy and paste the same line. So I'll do the first part of the case function, and then I'll hand it off. So basically, the case function complies with using Booleans. Remember how I said Booleans are like true or false statements, right? So it suggests that so this is what we're going to be making. We're going to be making like a kind of like a calendar thing. And
Wait,
if,
hold up.
I think
Sanvi
yes,
has a question.
her while loops aren't working.
okay, you can share your screen. You have to put in equals for if number is equal to 2. If number is equal to 2, you have to put a double equal sign. Yeah. And now you can just run your code and check.
Remember, you have to right click on the tab that we're on. Yeah.
And you can put a space after the is. You know the value of number is, you see that string, the green part? Yeah, after is, you can put a space. And now if you rerun it, that's working. The one more thing you need to add for the if, but you didn't put like anything to do with that. You just put if it's that. But so it's kind of like incomplete. So you see after the curly bracket in the if line, line number 8. You see after the curly bracket, just press enter. Okay, and just say a number and put equal to 10 and put a semicolon after that. So now if you run this again, it's going to print out 0, 1, and 2. So that's perfect. So as soon as it reaches 2, we're setting it equal to 10, and then it stops the program because the while loop is no longer in effect. Okay. So just create a new class, and I'll reshare now. Oh, can you stop sharing? Okay.
Does everyone else's code like work? So if you have any questions or if it doesn't work, then reach out to us.
Okay. So as I was saying, the case function basically uses booleans, and we're going to be making kind of like the days of the week, and we're going to have conditional values in there. So let me share my entire screen. Okay, so over here, this is basically what we're going to be coding. And so we have our different days of the week. We have our switch week. Every time we change this value of Monday, like let's say we change it to Sunday, it's going to print out it is Sunday today. If we change it to Tuesday, it will print it is Tuesday today. And the same with like Monday, Tuesday, Sunday. So every time we change the value here, it's gonna switch it and then print whatever corresponds with it. Okay. We can go back to IntelliJ now. And the first thing we're gonna do is have our string week. So this is a variable. So we're setting week. Week is the variable here. We're setting this equal to a string like we did in the variables, right? We originally set this to a string. So remember, you have to specify which type it is. And we're going to set this equal to Monday. You can change this later. Or you can set it to whatever you can set it to either Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, because we're only going to be doing 3. Okay. Next, we're going to have our system.out.print. And we're going to, just for fun, we don't have to incorporate this. The code will still work without it, but we'll just say entering switch case. So every time we start the program, we're gonna be greeted with this line, and it's gonna say entering switch case. Make sure there's a semicolon after that, and then this is where the important part comes. We're gonna have switch, okay, and then inside here we're gonna have week. So as you can see, this variable is activated. So then this week, right, it switches through it. If it's Monday, it'll print out the Monday. If it's Tuesday, it'll print out Tuesday, but the switch is being applied on this week variable. Okay. So we're gonna have an opening. We need a semicolon. Opening parentheses. Right. So now inside the switch week, we have to put in a few values. We have to put in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? And we have to have the case for them. So we have an opening parentheses here. We're gonna have our case. And we're gonna start with Sunday. Okay, we'll do case. If it's Sunday. Now we're gonna put a colon, not a semicolon. So make sure to put a colon. And as soon as you put a colon in Java, it'll automatically tab the line when you press enter underneath. And you're gonna put system.out.print. It is Monday today. But we have to make sure to put a return here, and that'll return it to the user. It'll return it to the switch, and then you'll be able to see it in your console. Okay. Sid, you can do the Tuesday one.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, can you see it?
No.
That's weird. I'm gonna rejoin the meeting. Devon, can you do the Tuesday part? I'll do the.
Okay. Okay. So now, we did Sunday, and it's gonna compare them if it's Monday. So our string, which is week, and it's Monday, it's gonna compare it to Sunday. If Monday is Sunday, which is not, it's gonna print out it is Sunday today. So we need a couple more cases to make this more interesting. So we'll do another case. So in this case, if it is Monday, Tuesday. So we can write Tuesday into the string over here, and we need a semicolon at the end. So if it is Tuesday, then we want it to print out it is Tuesday today. And once we have this, we want to the same thing over here, the return, so it could send it back. And that's all we need for the Tuesday case. And Sid is back, so he could do the last bit.
Okay. So let me try sharing my screen again. Okay. So now let's do the final switch case, which is going to be Tuesday. So what we're going to do?
We can't see your screen.
No, not. Okay. Let me try sharing a different screen. Give me 1 sec. Okay, can you see it now?
No.
Okay, that's kind of weird. Devon, can you screen share? I think there's a problem with my screen share on Zoom. I don't know why.
Okay. Okay, I'll just finish this then. All right, and we want one more case. And we want, because since it's not gonna be Sunday, it's not gonna be Tuesday. We want it to be. We need another case for Monday, so it does print it out. And okay, so we have Monday and SOUT. It is Monday today. And now we can put return once again. And that's the end of the code. So one thing that's optional, since we said at the beginning entering switch case to make it formal, we can once again do the same thing here, exiting switch case. You don't have to do it, this is optional. Okay, yeah, so now we can run our case function. And here it says entering switch case, and it says it is Monday today. So I'm not sure why it didn't print out the exiting switch case. But the point is, let's say we switch this up a little, and instead of this week being Monday, we put it something like Tuesday. So now we can print it again. And now it says it is Tuesday today. And if you want to do the same thing for Sunday, then it says it is Sunday today. So that's
It looks like
Basic.
I'm getting an error.
Yeah.
okay. You can share your screen.
Okay. So I did the case function, and when I'm running it, it's taking me back to while loops. I think I made
Yeah,
it.
so there might be an error in while loops.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait.
Line 16, you just need a curly bracket. Closing.
Where?
Yeah, just add a curly bracket. Right there.
Right here?
Close. Yeah, and then press enter. Oh, actually,
No,
you
just
have,
delete the curly bracket on line 16.
you have an extra one. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, now it's working.
So try running while loops. Okay, that
Okay.
works. And now do
Then-
case. Yep,
Okay.
it works.
Okay, so that is gonna be it for today. Does anyone still have any questions? Is their code not working? Remember, you can always email us after class if you have questions. But Sanvi, do you have a question? Sanvi left. Okay. But that's gonna be it for today. A recap. Okay, that's fine. A recap of what we covered. Data types. We're not going to be using all of them, but the important ones you'd need to know would be integer, string, float. Float you would use just if you get a bit more into Java, since you will be using variables. So the important ones are integer, float, string, and Boolean, because we covered kind of what Booleans are within the case function. Variables, remember, they store values. Here, I'll just share my screen just so you guys can see the slides as well. So remember, variables store values so you can reuse them. If and else statements, so check if something is true. If it is, they perform one thing, and if it's not, then they have another action that they can perform. However, there doesn't an important thing to know, there doesn't have to
Wait 1 second. Sorry to interrupt, but the Zoom meeting is gonna close in less than a minute. So
that's fine then. We're pretty much done anyway. So I was just doing a recap. But yeah, I mean, you guys can look over these slides. We have explanations on here as well. Any last questions? You can email us. Yeah.
Have a good day.
You guys are free to leave now. You too. Have a nice day.